Alright, we are back here for game 2 of DNKE versus ZQ, because I'm not even going to try to pronounce their team name anymore. Except Root knows how to do it. Go for it.
Systembo Laget.
Alright. There you go.
What does it mean?
It's like system, like, you know, how do you say that? It's like garage. It's like yeah. It a lot of lost in translation. Trust me.
Okay, yeah, because System Garage to me does not seem like
a
thing that makes sense, but yeah, alright, whatever.
No, a lot is lost. Yeah.
Anyway, Legion's going to ban out Cthulhuphant and Parasite right off the bat. Revenant and Ophelia getting taken out by Hellborn, which makes sense because both of those heroes were picked up by the guys on DNKE last game, did pretty damn well. That does leave Swiftblade open for DNKE, and that will be first picked finally. Because if you have or have not been watching for a while, Swiftblade's been largely ignored, both in the previous series, and he was not banned or picked last game, right? I don't think so.
I believe it was banned.
Maybe in second banning stage or something like that? I don't think he was banned right off the bat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is, again, I've mentioned this a couple of times, this is why I do numbers, because I don't remember anything. I'm not Fusen, so... yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
My short-term memory is pretty bad, so... I don't remember what last game happened.
Well, one of these teams won, and the other one probably lost.
Nice.
I think I can confirm. But Magma's going to be the counterpick there. Once again, was first picked last game, I believe. I think I got that one right. And
yep.
I guess the guys on ZQ really, really like their Magmas, even though last game it didn't do too well. It was run more as a support in a tri-lane. So...
But hopefully it's not going to be a support.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. Bubbles is going to fall off the Swiftblade, and just, I hate to keep talking about this, but the Rhapsody is...
No, it screams Rhapsody right now against Bubbles. And even Swiftblade, it's not bad. So Rhapsody will be really, really legit here. Question is if they pick it.
It seems to be
they could
ignored.
pick.
I don't know why.
They could pick Empath as a Swift counter.
Yep.
The teams do.
Definitely works quite well against that hero.
I don't like it, but they might do it.
I mean, there's only Tempest of like the 3 main junglers left, other than Cthulhuphant, who's not also only jungler. But yeah, if they want Tempest, well, if they think Legion will pick Tempest, they should probably pick it now if they want it themselves. So there's Empath.
Yeah. The Empath. So.
Now the question is if Legion wants the Tempest here, or if they're... Because they did play Ophelia last game, which indicates they use junglers, obviously.
What do you guys think about the non-traditional jungler stuff like Legionnaire or Solstice? That
they have their games.
Or Magnus.
Yes, there we go, finally! Thank you. No, sorry, keep going.
Let's say,
happy.
It's good. You have to know when you can pick those heroes to be decent.
It's when the enemy has a hard time manning up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually when you can predict the enemy to be in their safe lane with most of their heroes. Is when you can go for the more untraditional junglers.
Depends, like Legion is more initiation, Solstice is more like team fight / carry, Wargs is more like push carry. That sounded really obvious, but basically, yeah. Depends what you want in the team. All of those heroes can work in the right situation. I would not suggest picking them because I think that most people don't realize what the right situation is. For example, picking Salmon 2 games ago, that was not the right situation. So yes, it can work. However, most people would not pick it in the right situation, and that's just my opinion. I used to be a Legionnaire fan. Yeah. Back when I was a jungler. Right? Good.
Well, yeah.
Yes. Back when we didn't have a support player.
And there was no support on our team yet.
I would say there still is no support. There's a bunch of players who are faking how to play support, right, Fusen?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You keep telling me about how your team is full of carry players and you're not even a support player, but because you're jungler, so.
No, my support is gone. I played more junglers. Maybe not now. No, I think it's even. But I used to play a lot of junglers, yes. But my support is strong.
Definitely a sacrificial support, because you do tend to end up low on the GPM charts, even though your team wins a lot, because Baltazar takes all your farm. Keep talking about him. I'm sorry, it's funny. Yeah, not only Baltazar, it's a good point. It's all of you bastards. Taking poor food.
All the bastards.
One game, you should just play, like, you should play a 4 Protect 1 strat and give Foos and Salomon and just be like, look, this is happening.
You get one game.
You get one game. Just to screw with the numbers.
You don't wanna see that because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go something like a PK. PK. Well, Codex is too mainstream. No.
Yeah.
But Truth has seen me on Core Heroes.
It's very beautiful.
My Switchblade is legendary. I go PK tablet and stuff and rest of stuff.
And win fights makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, we lose game because no carry, but yeah.
How can you die if you're just swift slashing everything for like 30 seconds? You can't, and therefore you win.
Exactly.
It's a great strategy. Makes sense to me. So anyway, meanwhile we're not even paying attention to what's going on. Moonqueen Solo, Dragon Master getting banned out by the Legion side, Tempest, Prisoner, and Gauntlet getting taken out by Hellborn.
Another Bloodhunter.
Yeah. And once again then a targeted ban because Prisoner was played very well last game by the Legion team. They were the Hellborn team, not the Legion team. And Gauntlet getting banned, that's silly because Gauntlet's a terrible hero. But the Meraxes pickup is a bit interesting.
What I would have done is pick Flux NG, since it's up. Flux is really strong against melee sludge heroes in general, like on the lane. It would win against Magnus pretty hard. And obviously Flux is up. Meraxes was decent, as there is not too many heroes being up. And Botner is obviously great against bowls.
Right.
That kind of means that they are manning up unless they pick a jungler. Happen.
Which they've got.
Yeah, they have to man up. They have to. Like Bloodhunter is solo.
All right.
They could empath Bloodhunter and like suicide a hero still.
Yeah.
Would not be out of the question either. Like Madman is still open, for example.
Would totally make no sense because empath is bad against bubbles. However, Bloodhunter shit trips bubbles only once. So.
It's true. I mean, it would be good for them to man up here. Get another solo mid.
Also pretty good, empath is pretty good against Swift on the waves. Kinesis,
don't like it.
What the hell?
Kinesis second support is my guess here.
Yeah.
Against a Bloodhunter?
It's a lot of damage. He's not going to be in lane against Bloodhunter for sure.
I know, but
unless
like
they also man up. I don't know.
Even in mid game or something like that, silence on Kinesis and he just does nothing.
Yeah, but you already want to silence the bubbles and more silence.
There you go.
Down.
That'll solve your problems. You have 2 heroes of silence, just get 2 silences.
Yeah.
But
Riptide.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of Kinesis in general because it seems like the hero does a good amount of damage, which lets it get a ton of kills early game, and then does absolutely nothing with all the kills and farm it took, which doesn't end up.
I'm gonna tell you what Legion should do. I'm not sure if they're gonna do it. Bubbles short. Meraxes traps the mid. Kinesis 5th long lane. If enemy rotates lanes, then Kinesis just switches lanes to whatever lane he wants and just lets Swift play suicide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meraxes has early PK and they steamroll. However, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna do it.
Did any of us turn auto skip pause on? I'm guessing no.
No.
So
You want to do it?
Yeah, let's just do it. Okay. On.
And it just goes instantly after you
Yeah.
type it in.
I'm currently at 104, 3, 2 on the end game. 1 minute, 59, 58. So hopefully you're somewhere around there.
I'm just gonna speed up a bit, yeah.
Okay. But entire Hellborn team looks like they're going to be heading bottom. And we might see a clash here. Legion are at a disadvantage. Bubbles has gone to the long lane. And if they fight this, they could be in some trouble. New Magma Salt being used here by ZT1. And that Minotaur. He's all glowy and purple.
that's almost worth first picking.
There are touching tips.
Oh,
Touching
hello!
tips through the jungle.
And there's the staccatos. Lava surge forward. Wall goes out as well. He should be okay. Chain reactions was pretty horrible there. And they're not going to be able to do anything else with this Magmas, but he's going to take a lot of damage. So it's good to force some regen out of him, and it's going to be a little difficult for him to hang around here. But
So-
it's like aggro tri-lane here.
Now the problem is that both Bloodhunter and Riptide are getting 1v1s.
Yeah.
And while it's good that Hellborn probably won't get a lot of farm in their Magnus, it's still way more impactful to have the Trident down here
Right.
and having two solos that just beat other solos straight up.
Kinesis in general is a really greedy support. Its levels, so not that good in the challenge.
And just personally,
Unless
and I
with the
think
tri-lane.
it gets backed up a little bit by the numbers as well, the aggro tri-lane generally tends to work out a little bit better than the safe lane tri-lane. And I assume that the reason for that is because it opens up the short lane for another hero, more than the aggro tri-lane actually being better than the safe lane tri-lane.
Well, it goes either way because in a safe lane tri-lane, you're leaving your hero solo. So if enemy dodges the tri-lane, it could be way worse for you.
Well, ward gets placed right on top of the rev ward, so it's a bit unfortunate. But no, I was saying more like, yeah, the team that runs the aggro tri-lane then has their safe lane open for another hero that perhaps gives them a little bit more ability to farm. And the team that safe lane tri-lanes then has to run a suicide, which
Yeah,
is-
if you safe lane tri-lanes. I'm just saying if you man up,
right,
there's a huge risk involved because
Yeah.
you leave your solo without
Right.
vision. As you can see, when you man up, you don't give vision to your solo lanes.
indeed.
So
Anyway,
Bloodhunter
initiation
has
here.
no.
There's this trap, but Wall actually does quite a lot for Empath. And now they're going to turn this on Torture, so initial target, not a great one. Meanwhile, in middle lane, actually, Riptide just barely going to live. That's painful.
Yeah, I mean it's lucky that they actually got the first blood bottom just before, because
Yeah.
like if Riptide also has that extra 200 gold, like
Riptide is
he's-
maxing passive. I'm not a Riptide player. But
I think level 2 is okay. If he goes any further than this, I would say it's the wrong skill build.
Riptide also at 400 plus gold per minute already, which is pretty insane.
is it a Riptide skin or my
He has a
My
different skin on,
graphics.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the toxic thingy, yeah.
Okay, I was like, my graphics are bugged.
No,
You
things
never
should be
know,
weird
on
and
the
growing.
lowest graphics, it's like rainbow.
I get that Pirate Pack or whatever has serious
Yeah.
graphical bugs for me. I don't know why. Every single
Hmm.
time I see something show up because of that Pirate Pack, it's always black and white. As opposed to whatever color it's
Isn't
supposed to
isn't
be.
Rhapsody part of the pirate pack?
There is a Raptor
anyway.
skin, yes.
No, not
Yeah,
the
not a kill bottom.
not the skins, the announcer pack.
Oh,
It's strange because like it shows a pirate chip tends to show up at the top of the screen whenever something happens and the pirate pack is enabled, but for me it's always bugged out on the graphics. Anyway, top lane you got Bloodhunter and Bubbles going at it, and Bloodhunter needs to be a little bit careful about this because Bubbles has a Shell Surf and a level 2 Song of the Sea, so if he drops that, that could be a bit of an issue. Manages to avoid it right there. Anyway. Yeah, so caught that kill on bottom lane, and there's some rotation here as well for the Legion side and the Hellborn side. And they're going to jump on Meraxis initially, but he's obviously got the backup. Rhapsody's there, chain reactions come in, and Meraxis can try to turn this down onto Riptide, but that's not going to work the greatest. Ends up falling anyway, and Riptide's going to be able to run on out of there. Now all of a sudden, Kinesis is in the middle of everything. Riptide grabbing the ball charges, and they might turn this on to Kinesis. Chain reactions hit too. Kinesis is going to be in some trouble. There's one kill. Even Rhapsody might get dove. That's not going to happen, actually, as Staccato's coming out. So nice attempt there.
Pretty good empath wall.
But yeah, that was a great empath wall and a really, really nice response from the Hellborn side. I don't know if they predicted that or both of them had the same idea at the same time, but ended up working out pretty damn well for Hellborn.
I mean, bottom lane had been pretty passive after the 2 devs.
Right.
So I guess maybe they just had the same idea. Yeah. They definitely didn't have vision of each other moving because of the path they took.
He's maxing passive.
Oh, he is? Oh, well. I mean, lucky for him, he's getting kills, so he actually gets more levels now.
I mean, he's got 500 GPM right now. It's going to be a bit difficult to deal with.
Yep. I think Bubbles is getting way too much though.
At top lane, 182 GPM.
Yep.
Versus 300 on Bubbles, or on Bloodhunter. Eh. Really think that's too much?
Yeah, I think it's too much.
I don't know. I don't feel like he's getting that much farm, and he does have the range advantage.
No, it's
Who? Sorry?
Bubbles.
Is he doing fine or what?
I think he's getting too much.
I mean, Bloodhunter should be more. I think 180, 190 is.
But it's not like crucial.
Like that's well played by the Bubbles if he's 180, 190.
Yeah.
It's not like Bloodhunter's like not crushing his lane still.
Yeah.
He should have way more denies though.
And initiation once again in the middle lane. Chain reaction to connect, but Bubbles is here as well. They're going to try to turn this around, and Merax actually made the kill really early on to Torture, but Riptide is not going to die. So they end up going 1-for-1, again in favor of the Hellborn side as they trade a support for the mid-initiator. Bottom lane, meanwhile, as well, they also get the pick off onto Magnus, so...
I wonder if Bubbles started attacking the creeps and get the 6, he could have killed Riptide.
No, I don't think Riptide dies there.
Yeah, I don't know. Seemed like he finished that out with about 100 or so health, so even with 1 or 2 more auto attacks might not have been enough to finish him off. Anyway, health bot, and once again they're going to come through. Empath wall not quite going to connect, but he's still going to go for that with the illusions at least. And Merax is going to take some damage. Bottling up once more.
A lot of action around mid lane right now.
These supports keep rotating over, which I think is good. I mean, bottom lane isn't super great for either side to get a kill. Swiftly has the spin, Magnus has the lob surge, and the steam bath, so there isn't as much kill potential now that they've got some levels and they've got a little bit more health. But mid lane apparently is the place to be.
I still think this would favor Hellborn.
Yeah.
Because they already have the lead on Riptide. So just keep coming to his lane is probably not the best idea for the Legion supports, and as they are moving away again.
I feel like they're thinking they have to support him because the Hellborn supports keep rotating over. So if they don't do something to shut down this Riptide right now, or at least try to, or at the very, very least provide some defense, that's not going to be good. Meanwhile, initiation once again as Morax is going to get dropped again, and there's chain reactions, ultimate, eating some damage, but not really enough, I don't think. Actually,
he's going to live.
Wow, he's pretty damn tanky with that Matrax.
He also, his shield absorbed the empath Drake. Yeah, so he got a lot of speed from that.
I think Empath should have this walled.
Or at least waited for the Arcane Shield to come up before dropping the Essence Link. Make sure it's on cooldown. But yeah, Hellborn taking a slight lead at this point. Nothing insurmountable by any means, but doing a little bit better. Mostly concentrated on that Riptide and a fair bit on the Bloodhunter as well. But Swiftblade at the bottom lane at 330 gold per minute, not doing too bad. Perhaps a little bit lower than you might
going
like
on
to
top.
see. And once again, they are jumping there. Bloodhunter will be dropped by the Stasis Smash, but he's just going to run away. And I think they will be able to get him. Hemorrhage goes down on Bubbles, and that's not going to be enough. Actually, it will, because apparently he does not have take cover.
He needs to stop right-clicking the Bloodhunter there, and his team needs to take over the tower.
Meanwhile, middle lane, actually, King DNKE on that. Rhapsody going to die to a solo Riptide, so not really sure what was going on there. Perhaps he was just invis, and Rhapsody thought that he wasn't in middle anymore. But even if he's not visible, you sort of have to assume he's around, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to keep track of him unless you also have counter wards around mid.
Right.
Because he could be anywhere in the river.
Yeah.
At all times.
And they don't have too much vision either.
HoN has triple ancients, so if Magnus gets those and he gets early BK, this game is over.
Yeah.
That's the only thing which is holding HoN back from winning. They need initiation. So yeah, farm those ancients, get some farm in game. He might be dead now.
Looks like we're going to see a jump on bottom lane. Swiftblade spinning on top of Magnus, but he's got a bunch of support coming into the bottom. And off the side, Riptide will catch Kinesis. Nice stasis smash, actually. Stuns 3 heroes. It's not going to matter, though. Impact Wall helps finish him off. And now they're going to down. Rhapsody's coming through with the staccatos, but it's not going to matter on Magnus. That's going to be one more kill. Chain reactions do help out. Essence Link also on Swiftblade. And he doesn't have Swift Slashes, actually, because he was silenced.
He got silenced,
He does, but yeah.
Massacre.
Yeah. A Riptide. they lost bot quite a bit, Hellborn early on, and then Riptide comes down and they kill everything in the tri lane. Just like that.
Yeah. I don't think they lost bot too badly. They got a few kills. They killed Torture and all. But anyway, middle lane, once again, Riptide going to drop onto Max at this point. Jesus Christ, he hits hard. But that stun going to prevent him from doing too much else. And I'm missing that on bottom because I'm watching middle as Filed as on there.
Yeah, Magnus at 7 after getting some kills with team, and then they can easily stun down the bubbles.
He only has 740 health and not too much armor, so pretty easy kill as long as you can prevent him from shell surfing away. But I think a lot of this goes in the Riptide, the rotation from the Hellborn supports, getting a couple early kills, although Magnus is going to get caught here. Nice Lava Surge away. It's not going to be enough. Kinesis is there, and Staccatos are still there, and that's going to be death. So not enough mana for Steam Bath as a result of the Lava Surge, but...
He could have mana batteried and tried to Steam Bath.
And the issue is he still had a Staccato stun on him, so...
Yeah, I guess.
If he had used that, then he would have been immediately stunned out of it, so... He had to essentially wait for Rhapsody to do it, and by that time, he was already dead. So, well played for Rhapsody there, obviously saving that, anticipating the Steam Bath and helping them pick the kill up. But it feels like, yeah, this Riptide is just doing so much work right now. Constantly putting pressure on Miraxis, preventing him from farming in the middle lane, and then that big gank on bottom and the team fight that they took. But
every time both is up, they need to gank mid.
Yeah.
Also, Rhapsody needs to get 6. And they also have to stop Magnus from getting PK. And Swift needs to rotate to take jungle stacks, so Kinesis can farm bot lane.
Where's the spotted out here by the ward of Rev? I don't know if you can hear that stuff in the background. Anyway, stuff's going on here. Torching had jumped on, but he's going to be able to get away pretty easily. Lava Surge comes in, and the first one off the bat is File. Bubbles will die. Kinesis in the background trying to live. He should be okay, but Miraxis might not be in so much safety, and he will fall. Bloodhunter, meanwhile, is trying to chase down Kinesis. Has the silence on top of him. Bloodsun's not quite activated yet. Doesn't have health low enough. Throwing them trees. And there we go. That's going to get him the sense really soon. Still has the silence. Finally, there we go.
Here comes the casino.
I guess he just used the hemorrhage. Good TP cancel there, because that would have been very bad. Swiftblade still farming bot. He didn't see fit to rotate there, apparently.
No, I don't know what he's going for either. He hasn't really shown it yet, really.
Abyssal.
He hasn't shown it though. He hasn't bought anything other than the ring.
It's gonna be Abyssal.
There's a Swift Slashes on Magnus, but he's just gonna be like, alright, I have Steam Bath and Lava Surge.
Oh, he's diving? No.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a mistake if he did.
Yeah, it would have been pretty bad. But there's Bubbles coming
Bubbles
in,
is gonna...
and Kelfield there, one more auto attack, will get the hit. Chain Reactions does miss.
It's okay. Abyssal. I'll try. It's a good kill on Magnus, however, they really need to kill the Riptide.
And he's gonna get another kill mid. Or they're gonna turn it.
Nope, yeah, they will, wow.
Well, he's still not dead. That's the problem.
He is.
No, he is not.
Ain't nobody killing that tower but me.
No, Riptide died.
That's a big streak.
Yep. Morax is still at 260 gold per minute, so not farming all that well, and a ways off of his portal key. So, yeah, good gold there, but he's still not really in a great position. Magnus, meanwhile, has his PK? He's got to have it. He only has 600 gold, but he's got 330 GPM. He should have his PK by now. Right? I'm not crazy.
What? Magnus has 200 GPM.
Oh, I'm looking at Blood Hunter.
Yeah, no, Magnus
Stupid.
hasn't had that great of a game.
Yeah.
They need to clean engines, like really.
Yeah, it's been triple stack for a really long time. Top lane, Invis Bubbles sitting on top of Blood Hunter. Hasmarax is coming in. So they're looking for the gank here, but he's got some support in the form of Empath, and we'll see if they can actually get this kill. Marax is trying to be a little bit sneaky here and get close. There it is. Essence Link.
Nothing gonna kill him.
Yeah, now they're going to turn this. There goes the Matrax and the wall. Just going to try to TP out. Nice Lava Surge forward there, and Morax is going to be in a lot of trouble here. Downpour coming through as Riptide is going to try to clean this. Actually, really nice pickup there from Rapsy as they managed to pick off the Torture. Nice ultimate as well. Trying to get Morax out of there still, but it's not going to happen. He finally dies. Rapsy now all of a sudden in a lot of trouble. Will take the death from Blood Hunter eventually. There it is. Magnus here, and nope. There goes Riptide catching Shorthand on that Kinesis. Bubble's going to try to pick off Magnus. That's not going to happen. He's going to die. Swiftblade is still in the bottom lane. And it has a teleport.
Yeah.
Both use silence, he would have killed Magnus. Oh, Magnus died.
I mean, why isn't the Swiftblade teleporting?
Wait, the Magnus died? What?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I think at the end there.
Creeps just killed him?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was really, really
Why is
low.
Swift not TPing?
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
know.
Yeah, I don't get this. Why is the Swift not rotating?
I mean, he might have done a difference in some of the fights,
The
but
Hellborn have destroyed a Legion
I mean, he had a
Yeah.
spin and a Swift Slash there. If they kill Magnus earlier on, maybe
I
Bubble
think he
doesn't
should
die.
I think he should at least go because they're so far
Yeah.
behind.
Like, he needs
Like,
to be
if,
in these
if,
fights.
if he doesn't go, then they're never gonna be in a better position. I feel
Right.
like. Oh.
They got 470 GPM on Riptide and 400 GPM on Blood Hunter, two top farmers in the game, and their highest farmer, the only one who's above 250 gold per minute, is not participating in team fights. So, I don't know what they expect to happen. But it's not really something that's gonna be good, I wouldn't imagine. Triple stacked Ancient's finally being taken here, and Magnus is not a part of it. But he's got 1500 gold, so not super far off his portal key.
Swiftblade pushed tower and then just left bottom.
Yeah. And Torture also did deny that bot lane tower as well, so good play from him.
I also think Swift should have way more farm.
Yeah, especially considering he's not rotating in any of these fights. He's just been free farming bottom the entire time.
With the Balthazar.
Yeah, but Balthazar does this and then gets farm. 350 GPM on Balthazar, that'd be embarrassing.
It's embarrassing when I received it.
Oh, good thing he was TPing there.
Yeah.
That could have been dangerous for him.
Okay, I'm gonna say something retarded. I would love to see PK on Swiftblades because if they don't make action, this game is gonna be over.
The first and very important thing is to get counterwards and dust so they can actually see Riptides and fight.
I think Bound died.
No, they're dying too much for an eye.
They really can't get an eye here at this point.
I think they would just immediately turn it over.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I think
I think they're doing the right.
Legion
I think they're doing the right
destroyed
move, just
a
not
Legion
going to meet
tower.
the double shrunken-headed lineup of.
yeah, now
Right.
everyone.
There you go. Who needs silences? Don't have to silence Kinesis, just get a shrunken head, and he can't do anything.
I can still lift himself or teammates. 50% less damage.
Yeah, and then he can't move. So,
I mean, he's not moving a lot against Riptide anyways.
that's a good point. entire Legion side is running to the Hellborn Woods and going to head middle here. Perhaps look to push on a tower, but that's not going to go very well for them, I don't think. I had the very...
Magnus.
yeah,
Magnus
here comes
going.
Magnus. Oh boy.
Oh
Everything
no.
dead. And I'm not even going to bother telling you what's happening because just everything's dying. Jesus Christ. Swiftblade getting the Swift Slashes off, but doesn't matter. He's also going to fall. Mirax is still alive somehow, but Riptide's going to try to catch him out and probably will do so. Does have the spot, and there's a slow bunch of really powerful auto attack stun for Magnus, and that's it. So Genocide in favor of the Hellborn side. All they lose is Torturer, and so whatever they were saying at the end of game 1 in those 5 minutes,
Yeah, it paid off.
apparently it worked. Apparently that was the right
Maybe
strat.
it was maybe it was pick Bloodhunter, pick
Yeah.
Riptide. No.
Maybe it was, let's win this game. It's a good strategy. I was going to jump in here. I do something on Swift on a Bloodhunter. That's not going to go well. Magnus missed the Lava Surge there, and he could be in some trouble as a result. Staccatos are onto Riptide. He doesn't care. He just wants the tower. Sean can head up onto Bloodhunter, trying to kill Rhapsody here. If he gets the last hit, no! Oh, that hurts. If he had that last hit, he probably would have gotten out and been okay. Empath, meanwhile, going to get caught by the Shell Surf from Bubbles, trying to do some body blocking here. Spin from Swiftblade, and she's also going to fall.
Sit down, son. Tasty.
So, not a bad defense there. They do lose the Rhapsody, but they pick up a couple of good heroes in Empath and Bloodhunter.
Yeah.
Lose a tier 2 though. I don't know.
I mean, they lost mid fight, so yeah.
Things are kind of grim, I think, right now for the Legion team. Of course, they are up 1-0 in this series, so it's okay. They can take a loss here and go to game 3, try to advance.
Swiftblade can win some pretty weird
Yeah.
games. Not sure if this is one of them
I
though,
don't think so
where
either.
he's so heavily outmatched.
Riptide just gonna run forward into 4 heroes. Papa Shrunken Head. There's a Lava Surge onto 2. Nice ultimate from Rhapsody. Will stop all sorts of damage and force them to focus her. And in the meantime, actually Riptide taking a ton of damage. But then he's going to back off, and it should be okay. Now all of a sudden, going to turn things. Torture going to fall in the background, but there goes. I was like on that Swiftblade, and along with him, most of their damage and gold. Riptide going to try to run away now, but he's pretty damn tanky, actually. Mirax is getting caught in the background. Nice Lava Surge. Not only catches him, but also Rhapsody, who's going to be the next target, looks like. And after her is going to be Kinesis, likely. Bubbles coming back in with the Shell Surf, trying to do something. But in the meantime, we lose Kinesis, and Bubbles will pour it out. So 4 for 1 there in favor of the Hellborn side. Once again, losing the Torturer. And I don't think they care too much about that. I think they're quite happy with how that went. I'm not even sure. They didn't use any major ultimates either. I mean, Eruption's still up, Hemorrhage is, and the Riptide ulti are down, but those are pretty short cooldowns.
Well,
And now
I don't
Hellborn.
think they can lose it. Not even Willowkeeper would be able to lose this.
I think the fight was pretty good for Legion early on, but they just didn't have the sustainability like
Yeah.
the Shrunken Head heroes have. So
They got Riptide pretty darn low and forced him to back off. If they were able to do maybe a little bit more damage and kill him, that could have turned around perhaps, but really, it's
I don't know.
difficult to contain him.
he
especially when
he is
there's
for
a
sure most of their damage right now.
Yeah.
Hellborn needs to make some huge throws.
They need to go back and farm for 20 minutes, and then game gets maybe semi-even when Legion also has items.
Oh yeah, we have done that. No, I think even like late game, it's yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I think
I would say, and it's gonna be, it's gonna sound weird. Legion has about 15 minutes to end the game.
then they lose.
That's-
Is basically what you're saying.
Yes.
At that
this
point,
is
they
how
can't
this
win
is
anymore.
this is how bad the situation is.
Right. I mean, like I'm saying that they can't end the game in 15 minutes. So
No, they can't. That's the point.
right. So
Not
they
in
can't-
this position at least.
They can't win this late game.
Yeah.
Even if the game was close, they are against Hellborn.
Right.
They are against Superior Initiation. They are against 2 carries plus Empath.
And I mean, we've seen Swiftblade do quite well with not a lot of farm, so the fact that he's got 350 GBM doesn't mean that he's going to be ineffective. The problem is, when we see him with 350 gold per minute, he's not the one. He's Suicide, or he's somewhere else in a tri-lane or something like that. He's not the only farmer on the team. And in this type of situation, he's just not going to be able to do enough with that level of farm to be able to compete with the Hellborn. And meanwhile, they're jumping in middle. Lava Surge on to 3, actually no. Take Cover avoided it for bubbles, so just 2. Off to the side here.
It's a good thing they're fighting without Riptide.
Oh,
Yeah.
pretty fun. In Swiftblade's defense, this wasn't really a free farm game. Like they had almost no map control, I assume. He couldn't farm anywhere he wanted. He had basically kind of limited options, but the problem is that he didn't really need to farm. All he had to do is go for fighting items instead of farming items and join team fights.
I don't think it's really Swiftblade's fault that he didn't farm too much. I think it is his fault that he continually refused to participate in team fights, because we kept seeing that happen where it was a 4v5 engagement and Swiftblade just didn't TP even though he had a port. So I think if he had done that a little bit more often, then at the very least his team might be in a better position, even if he wouldn't be.
It can be a team decision too, that he's not porting. But yeah.
That's true. But
like maybe team is saying that this fight is over anyways, like we're gonna lose this fight or we are fine, blah blah blah. I don't know. So you can't blame it on one player,
right.
Sure. But yeah, I just think the overall decision of going for farming items and just general playstyle, like I'm not saying he should get a PK because no one ever gets a PK on Swiftblade. I don't know why. I'm a fan of the item. But like if he starts playing aggressive and they are going for pickoffs instead of like farming / big team fights, the game would look like, well, much better. I don't know, every time Bubbles ult is up, they get a kill, and they don't do risky plays. They don't team fight them. I don't know. There's stuff they could have done differently, but at this point it's really hard.
Yeah.
But it goes back to draft because their solos lost pretty hard.
As they should in lanes. But yeah. They should lose those lanes though.
Yeah, I know.
So once again it comes, I don't think it comes down to draft, I think it comes down to where they put their lanes.
Oh well, yeah, they, as I said, they should have dodged the trial. So just because they have stronger lanes than they can dual lane.
They should have dual lane mid and then dual lane top. So they forced the Bloodhunter and Riptide into not 1v1s. And then if one of them wants to 1v1, it's gonna be in the enemy short lane, which is not as bad for say Bubbles, who would be there.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I feel like the dual lane mid would have been much more effective, shutting down that Riptide and at least forcing a Hellborn support to rotate or lose that lane.
I'm not sure if that was ever an option when they picked Kinesis.
No, Kinesis can go long lane. It's simply.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Can get lane control.
That would be a really good lane, actually. Yeah. Yeah, no, they should definitely.
Maybe they wanted to do that, and then some retard said that let's not do it.
You think Trouse in their Skype? Top lane initiation gonna be on top. Miraxus has a haste ring.
He got bashed.
There you go. And Swiftblade won't be able to teleport. So nice rotation there from the Hellborn side.
Massacre.
An interesting bulwark on Riptide.
Yeah.
Why is he not going for Incendiaries? I mean, it doesn't have to. I just see most people going for it. It feels like a core item in the hero.
I don't know. Maybe he's not the guy that clicks his items. You know, activates them.
Right.
I mean, some people are like that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not one of them though. So.
I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure if he even needs it. He's like at 250 damage right now without even having empath inside of him, plus the D-armor from Soul's Bulwark. Pretty damn hard.
The Hellborn had destroyed a Legion tower.
And Magnus is there supplying most of the magic damage, as well as the hemorrhage from Bloodhunter. So I feel like if he does physical and they do magical, they have a pretty solid amount of damage output already. You don't need to do something like an Insanitarius, which is, it can be, in some senses, a bit of a risky item.
I mean, now that he finished demonic, it's much better than having Insanitarius for sure.
Yeah.
Because
And the amount they've been team fighting too.
yeah. It boosts their overall pushing potential and teamfight potential
Right.
a lot more than any Insanitarius would do.
Kongor likely to be back up relatively soon. And probably waiting for that to break base, as they have taken all tier 2 towers at this point. And Legion don't have that good a base defense team, it feels like. I mean, the Rhapsody Dance Floor and Bubble Shell Circle help them out a little bit, but they don't have a massive amount of stuns or things like that, especially versus all these Shrunken Heads.
Oh. Okay. I was about to say they were baiting that DD bottom for a long time.
Yeah. Empath, I think, kind of screwed that up, though, because she jumped inside of Riptide, and they don't have vision of him.
Yeah.
But she just disappeared, so it's like, clearly Riptide's there.
When in water, he's like 400 damage right now with DD.
Yeah.
So, pretty scary.
Feels like, is Kongor
But
necessary
needs to do
at this
something
point?
to DD.
You guys think Kongor is necessary at this point, or can they just push into base? It feels like they're powerful enough.
They probably don't need it, but it's always good to get it if
Yeah.
if you know you're in a position where you just get it for free,
It's
as they are.
So I mean, I'm not sure when it's up. If it's like in 2 minutes, they can get it for sure.
I think it's up in the next minute. If my
I
memory
think it's
is
like up in
good.
9 minutes because you just got Conga and lost the token. It's not worth waiting.
Yes, that's probably true.
Well, sorry for being Captain Obvious.
Never
Try to be
apologize.
clever.
Never apologize for being who you are. Don't you know that? Weren't you taught all those self-esteem mantras in kindergarten?
Dude, we're Europeans. We don't have
Yeah.
that bullshit.
Oh, okay. Kindergarten's a German word. Come on.
I mean, we have kindergarten, but we don't
Okay.
do that
You
bullshit.
don't have
in kindergarten.
self-esteem mantras.
Whoosh! Oh. Nice.
I'm not really sure who you're insulting
I mean-
right now. I think it's somebody.
I don't know.
But
I'm not sure either.
as long
We are
as it's somebody,
Europeans.
that's fine.
Technically, I'm half
Destroy
European
the Hellborn
because,
Tower.
you know.
You're only half European?
I mean, technically, people don't consider my country European.
Oh.
I mean,
Then what do they consider it? Middle Eastern?
well, Africa.
People consider Hungary part of Africa.
I don't know, it's
Maybe some Hungarians do. I don't know.
just people who I was talking to
Are
didn't
they-
know that it's. So,
Uh,
Yeah.
They don't know it, so how can you consider it anything? I don't know.
I mean,
Anyways,
no, I just, yeah, doesn't really matter. Just having-
Conger's gonna spawn in like
It's
15
gotta be
seconds. I'm
soon.
calling
Yeah,
it.
it's gotta be soon.
It's
calling
not
it.
like very European. Let's just say that. Like, when you think about European mentality and stance and
Yeah.
like, and
Well, I
all.
mean, there's a lot more African
It's-
and Arabic.
But
influence.
it's not African. No, I'm not saying that. It's just
Right.
different. It's
Switchblade me loving dying bottom lane.
also it's discussion, but yeah.
I was just saying that there is Middle Eastern and African influence a lot more than, say, in France. Because just geographical things.
I don't know
Almost
about
called it.
that. I don't. Maybe.
I
Not
was,
sure about
I
African.
was 15 seconds off of calling Congor.
Oh.
God damn it.
Nice. What MP?
All right, leave. We don't need you anymore. You can't call Congo.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Since the game is kind of well, actually, it's point. They could turn. I don't know. I don't feel like they can turn, but maybe.
Okay, so
Uh,
they waited for all this time to push. Kongor just comes back up, and now they're gonna break base.
Obviously, bad decision, but
Explain this to me,
drop
please.
here. Swiftled is dead.
That's a good point. Maybe they're just waiting for the Switchblade pick.
The Hellborn
He does not have a
destroyed
buyback, so
Legion
this is gonna be
tower.
Rax.
A Legion barracks has been destroyed.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be nice.
A Legion barracks has been
There's the
destroyed.
initiation and a Shrunken Head TP.
Now they
Alright.
backed. Okay.
I'm not sure the Shrunken Head teleport was necessary.
So now they're back and they take Congo.
Yeah.
That is the next step.
The word of sight right here in the river, so they do have vision over the Legion side. Shouldn't be difficult to counter war with the activated Bound Eye. They actually get there in time. Push back this middle lane, and I assume the next step is going to wait for the Bound Eye cooldown once more. Make sure. Oh, they did deward that. Maybe just despawned. It was pretty low.
Yeah.
Anyway, Legion side has no vision at this point, so Kongor should be relatively free, and they're going to go right in there and get it. I'm guessing token on Riptide. Makes the most sense. Nearly 600 GPM on that hero. And then I would imagine it's a simple matter of pushing mid lane and winning the game. So Legion know this is going on, but they're going to...
Perhaps he almost has Astro though.
It's 35 minutes in.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
In this position. Not sure how much wards he's giving up for that. How many wards?
Well,
Kongor has
130
been slain.
GPM, I think it's safe to say not that much to Kongor. No, from Agraxis, and he's gonna die. Kelfield onto 2, but there's Shrunken Heads up. Nice ultimate for Rapsy. Said some damage, but not nearly enough. The Shortcan runs right out of it. Torture on the background mean it will fall, and Rapsy also dies. Bubbles trying to live, and so is Swiftblade here. And in the meantime, can't tell which one's gonna die first. Looks like Swiftblade will TP away. Yeah, he'll be able to get off there. And so will Bubbles, actually, so nice get away from them. Miraxis buyback, as you noted.
What happened with Token?
Did they kill it?
Yes, they did.
I don't think anybody on Hellborn died, so... I don't think they used it. They must have killed it.
Did they use anything?
Nope, I didn't.
I didn't see a respawn from it, and I'd be kind of surprised at this point if they killed anybody that should have deserved to have the token.
I didn't see when the initiation started. I'm pretty sure nobody on Hellborn died, yes.
So...
I think the only one who would have been in range of taking it was Miraxis as well. Anyway,
right
yeah.
now, Riptide gonna get caught out, but he's tanky enough to just run the hell away from that because he's got a BT Heart, and will start throwing some damage, but there finally is gonna pop the Shrunken Head. Took long enough. In the meantime, looks like Swiftblade will drop, and Riptide now just beating on Miraxis. That's gonna be another kill, and then Kinesis gonna fall right after that. Silence on Bubbles. He will get taken the Love Surge Sun, and that's gonna be 4 kills with none. In response, there's a CC vote, and GG well played. It's no huge surprise there as they
Hellborn wins.
finally decide that's enough on the side of DNKE. So once again, we're going to go to a third game here in this series, and we'll see who is able to pull out the victory in this winner's bracket round of 8 match. But final thoughts?
They put up a better fight than Systembo Laget did, for sure, in the first game. Like, even when they were so far behind, they managed to have some semi-decent fights, and I don't know. Looked
felt like they-
better.
They kind of dragged out the game. It was going always downhill. But it was definitely looking better than the first game. So.
Yeah. I mean, it did feel a lot like Game 1, where it was sort of over a lot sooner than it was called, but I guess there were some points that made them feel like they could stay in it longer.
People are hoping that they're gonna turn, but if you play like that, you're not gonna turn. It's just slowly losing instead of losing fast.
And you would have thought, like, with their... They didn't have the... You know, they didn't know how many resources the other team had, specifically not like we do with the spectator UI, but at the same time, you know that your Swiftblade's at 350 gold per minute, you know that everybody else is below 250, and you kind of have to imagine that the other team is doing substantially better than that, so it felt like they had more awareness.
They just had to play differently, like going for pickoffs. I don't know what they wanted to do, maybe they wanted to do that, and just failed. I don't know, but yeah. When you play the farm war, when you're behind, then you know.
I think
it's basically losing slowly.
The main way you look at yourself when you're like up ahead or behind is the levels, because it's the easiest thing to access data from in game.
Yeah.
And they were really far behind the whole game on levels, so I'm pretty sure they knew for the whole game that they didn't have much of a chance, or at least they should have, looking at level wise.
Right. Anyway, so that will do it for Game 2 here, and we'll move on to Game 3 as we are all tied up in this series.